It is a beautiful day. In fact, I've had that darn song in my head for Mr. Rogers. We woke up and it was 71 in the house, and with a lovely breeze. Oh, I'm telling you, so much better. And it's only gonna get up to 88 today. So it's gonna be a good day. Good day to just be outside. I do need to process those squashes, but I just wanna be outside today. First, I'm gonna plant some seeds. I've got this comfrey that I wanna plant. And then I also have some spaghetti squash, which is a nice winter squash, so it stores. So as these start pittering out, the ones that are climbing, or even the tomato rows, I'd like to put out some spaghetti squash. Looks like everything's looking pretty good. I need to put these marigolds out. Beautiful, beautiful weather for that. And I probably should get a ladder and fix this poor sunflower that is getting taken out by this squash. It's just going nuts, you guys. You know what, too? I'm gonna go around this morning and pick some beans. Look, this one's getting taken out too. Gosh. Let me see if I can get this thing. Oh, that's pretty, look. Well, that one opened up real nice. I like that. Boy, it is wrapped around to this thing. Come on, little guy. I need to come down here. If I'm not out here every day doing stuff in this garden, y'all, it would get out of control pretty quickly. But I really enjoy it. I love it, especially when the weather's like this. Man, going from 100 degrees, it was getting up to 90, 92 in the house. That's when we were just like, you know what, can't take it anymore. I'm turning on the AC. And we just turned it down, you know, I guess it was at 86. I can handle 86 in the house. It's when it really starts to push 90, I'm like, yeah, no. Because when you want to start doing stuff, you know, want to vacuum and actually move around in your house, you're just sweating. So today, I bet it will get up to about maybe 82 in the house. It's gonna feel downright cool. Let's go pick some beans. I don't know if I have any over here. Oh, I do. Huh, these are funny. They're kind of flat. A few, these are still a little bit green. We'll leave those. After I make this lasagna, the zucchini lasagna, I'll make some summer soup with these beans. Oh, I see one. They're down here. You know, I think I accidentally planted some bush bean varieties at the base here. I also last week planted another set of climbing beans. And then next month I'll plant another set. That way I just continually have new ones popping up. In fact, next month I might do some of those noodle beans. Those are kind of fun, you know? Where are you? I saw you. Here you are. You see that? Those are the little squash beetle, lady squash beetle eggs. You want to get rid of those. In fact, I was seeing some larvae on here. Look, you see those? They get much bigger. You want to get rid of them though. They can do a lot of damage very quickly. You see this damage? You go underneath, and there they are. Now this isn't even as big as they get. And if you don't stay on top of it, it can be a nightmare. I cut this leaf off anyway, and I'll just give it to the chickens and they'll eat them. For whatever reason, they've just been really going after this particular zucchini plant. I mean, I'm coming out here every day and checking too, so obviously I missed some. So I'll also today go through, oh, see some eggs down here. See that? So I will go through today. I'm just going to take that leaf off since it's down low and it's not really getting sun. I'll go through today and just check everything. Now they're hatching already. Even with how much I'm out here every day, still I missed some stuff. I got a bit distracted clipping off leaves and checking on these squashes, but for the most part they're doing pretty dang good, and I found some of those little larvae, but not very many, and I did see many of the little pink ladybugs that are beneficial, that eat the larvae of those bad lady squash beetles. I got some beans, not very many. In fact, there's probably more out here. Yeah, I see them. But I'm gonna get these marigolds going before, see, the sun is already coming in to the garden. And I'm gonna pull up a few onions. See, I've got some there that are very decent. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull up. And we'll put those in with the squash that I'm gonna process today. I think I'm gonna need to water my garden tonight. It's a bit dry. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of sporadically put these everywhere. We'll just see how far we get. I wish I had more of them. Some kind of got dried up for some reason. So we'll just see. You know, I haven't been too happy with the nasturtiums. They just seem to want to dry up. I noticed that my nasturtiums last year didn't really start taking off until the fall. I had some that were doing really good, especially around the beans, but then now they're starting to peter out. So I don't know if that's normal for nasturtiums or what the heck is going on. Startled me. It's a cicada. Where did it go? There's a big old cicada in here. Oh, it went down there. You see it? That is a cicada. They're the ones that make those loud noises in the summertime. I did plant all my marigolds, but it's not enough. I need to get more. I think next week, I wish I had planted more. Next year I'm gonna go all in on the marigolds instead of so many nasturtiums. The next time I go to Home Depot, I'm gonna pick up a few dozen marigolds. I come out here to get some soil so I can go ahead and start those different squashes. I wanna go ahead and start some more crookneck and then these white scalloped as well. But I wanna grab some soil and go up to the smoker. Nate's up there smoking some meats. We had some venison that a friend had given us a while back, so we're gonna cook that up. And it's Father's Day, so I'm gonna go hang out with them. First, I'm gonna get some soil. I went ahead and just moistened the soil up so that I don't have to water them afterwards. It feels real nice out here in the shade. I really like this white scalloped squash. It's pretty fun. I'm just gonna let them lay on top. Probably do a little mist with my little watering wand, and we'll let that be. We'll see how that works. All right, I'm gonna go put these back down on my table. Just misting them a little bit like that will work those smaller seeds down into the soil just a little bit. Japanese beetle. Last year I would have been scared to pick these things up, but I don't mind anymore. Nate was just saying how he saw a bird come down and eat something off these plants.
I just saw another one.
Yeah? See, I'm telling you, I've gone through the garden and I've seen damage from something. Pests, probably a tomato hornworm or an armyworm. And there's nothing there. That's great. That's great news. That means I have helpers in the garden. And this is something I did not have. This is the first time I have had this balance where yes, I have bad bugs, but I have so many helpers this year.
Well, also, we have more trellis this year. These cattle panels that we've put up, thing I've noticed with these little birds, I don't know what kind they are, but they have places to perch where they feel safe, and they will perch on these and just observe the garden, and then you'll see them fly down, and there again they can land on the trellis, and you'll see them pick something off, they fly over to another trellis and they will eat it. That's a benefit of cattle panel trellising that I didn't expect until I started seeing it here.
It's awesome. It's really awesome to see. Oh, look, there's a little, is that a bee? Tomatoes are looking happy. You just look. If you look down here and see all these tomatoes just climbing, I mean, they're huge.
Oh, these are easily 7 to 8 feet tall, and it's just June.
It's just June. That's crazy, you know? I remember last year I did a video and it was called 7.5 foot tall tomatoes. And that was in July, I guess.
2.5 weeks.
Over here. These little guys are freaky. I'm afraid to pick them up, but they don't bite. So I do squish them. I don't like showing you guys that. I worry people are gonna get all offended. Ooh, but that's kind of what has to happen with these guys.
So that noise you make, is that the noise the bug makes when he's squished, or is that the noise the offended people make when they see that?
I don't know. You tell me. Brilliant. You know, it was so sick and it's still just doing it though. Isn't that funny? It's got some sort of powdery mildew. It almost looks like it's supposed to be this way, like it's variegated, but this is the same plant as the rest of the ones over here. So obviously something's going on with it, but it's still just fine.
And it's not spreading to the other plants.
No. Isn't that weird? Weird. All these tomatoes. So many. This is by far gonna be our best year yet. If you see this right here, it looks like a bullseye. That's early blight. Most of these have this right now. Normally, I'd be freaking out right now, but I'm past that point. I don't care anymore.
Why don't you care?
Because it doesn't seem to matter what I do to save them. They just get sick. But I would say that they are doing a much better at this point in time compared to last year when I was spraying all the time. Spraying neem oil and copper fungicide to prevent this from happening. And I also was pruning my leaves excessively. In fact, gosh, I think last year I had cracked out tomatoes. It was a video, I called it cracked out tomatoes. Because I was pruning my tomatoes so much because they were getting so sick.
So
that
anything
from here down, they were just bare and it was ridiculous. It was just ridiculous.
So anything that had blight, you would just you would cut off that branch or that leaf.
Yeah, I did, but it didn't matter. It still kept spreading anyway. But yeah, see here, I've got little bits in here. But the plant, if you look at the plant, it still looks healthy. And we will collect seeds from the healthier plants, and eventually I will create a plant that is perfect for our environment, that is not getting these issues.
What are we gonna do when they get way too tall for this trellis?
I don't know. Next year we're gonna have the arches. like what we have over here, the melons, squashes.
So how come you don't have trellis? I see some people set the panel on the ground. How come you don't have trellis down low?
Because the whole point of this is to have vertical gardening and to go up high. If you have stuff down low, it doesn't really need support at that point. So I feel like for me, it's a waste. You want to go up as much as possible and use all the height that you can with these trellises.
Okay.
If you put it down on the ground, it doesn't need support at that point anyway, and you're just wasting. I mean, look at that. That's a lot of wasted spot that could go way up here to support it.
And I see you've got these steel clips. A lot of people use zip ties. And zip ties do sound easier. Why do you use steel clips instead of zip ties?
Because this will last forever and it's sturdy. Zip ties are plastic. It's going to break down over time. Eventually, you probably will have an issue where your cattle panel is going to fall down, and guess what's going to come down with it? Your plants. So this is, I get that why people do it, because it is easier, and learning how to clip is something new, but it can be done. I've learned how to do it. Nate taught me with fencing and stuff. It can be done. I can do it. I'm small, I'm 5'5", and I'm able to do this myself. So if I can do it, anyone can do it.
I didn't realize there was a minimum height for using steel clips.
Well, I'm just saying that I'm smaller.
Right.
You don't have to be a burly man to do these.
Yeah.
So it is better all around, because Nate and I think both have learned that it's better to just do something once. I don't have to do it again. and
Right.
Again.
So if we need a new trellis somewheres, do we take it down and move it? Or do we just get new trellis?
We just get new trellis.
So these stay up
Yeah,
forever.
they stay up forever.
And if we plant something that doesn't need them, then we don't use them. And if we do plant something that vines in that area, then they're ready to go. We've only had to do it once. Is this is this a tomatillo?
Yeah, tomatillos. Look at this though.
Uh-oh. What's that from?
Those are the flea beetles. When you see the little tiny little bugs, the little bites like that, that's a flea beetle. I had issues with these in the very beginning. Oh, there's one. You see that black thing? If you touch it, they generally hop. Oh, there he goes. He hops. That's why they call them flea beetles, because they hop like a flea. And that's what's going on here. I had issues with the flea beetles in the very beginning with my tomatoes when I first planted them. For whatever reason, they seem to go after the plant when it's young like this. But it hasn't been really much of an issue. They eventually go away. Oh, look at this though. Something's going on with this. But what?
Oh, my goodness.
See how that's lacy?
Look at this. There's like something really bad. Look at these. All these upper leaves are getting
Oh, I know
murdered.
what it is.
Whoa, tons of beetles just came
Japanese beetles. That is
see 'em.
Japanese beetles for sure. What I'm gonna do is
Jeez, they're everywhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna fill up that white bucket with water, and I'm just gonna push them all into the bucket and drown them. Look at these, y'all. This is insane. You see, I never had a problem this bad before. Look at that. I'm gonna try to kind of kick them off into the bucket. Woo! That is crazy. I'm gonna come out here again tomorrow and make sure that they all stay off of this plant. Now, see, I missed that one. Look at this, how it makes it look like a lace. I think I got, some flew away, obviously. What they're after this year. Last year they were after my roses and my...
The tulip poplars.
No, they're not
No?
poplars.
Oh, the Japanese
I can't remember them.
puffball thing.
No, that's gonna bother me. What is it?
Oh, the crepe myrtles.
Yes. Last year they went after my roses and my crepe myrtles. This year, obviously, they're after my grapes. But I did do some research last year to try to figure out how to get rid of them. Really, the best way to do it is just to pick them off. When I was a kid, they had these stinky bags, and they still do have them out. I haven't seen them around, that attract the Japanese beetles into the bag to kill them. But they've done studies that doesn't do anything. In fact, it makes it worse. It attracts them to your yard, and they have found that if you put those in your yard, you will have more damage from the Japanese beetles than if you hadn't put them in your yard. So I don't use those.
So
the best thing to do is just to remove them manually.
Let's just put them in our neighbor's yard.
There you go. If you have a neighbor you don't like, do that. I got the ones that I could find. There's a lot more. Look at these little guys. They're swimming. They're swimming.
They're kind of pretty looking if you don't know how horrific they are.
They are,
in the garden.
but I mean, look at the damage. I'm out here every day. It's like they just decided today to swarm. Here's another one. And this is what they did in a day. So it's important to come out here and check on your plants every day.
So they don't like go after a particular plant. Like squash beetles eat squash, right? Tomato worms eat tomatoes. Japanese beetles are just like, this year we're gonna destroy all the...
I have not, they've been on everything. They've been on my squash. I noticed this year.
Is that what's going on right here? I see one.
Yep, that's exactly what's going on right here. And this is just, ouch, this is my prickly wild one here. It's got prickles.
Jeez, they're horrendous. They're everywhere.
So now I know it's that time of year. I'm gonna be out here checking on these guys because they can do a lot of damage very quickly. Well, I'm glad we came out here this evening and we checked on that.
Yep.
What was that? Oh, fuzzy aphids. It works best just to hose those off, I think. I got them last year and I don't feel like they did that much damage. I don't see any more Japanese beetles.
They all ran away.
They flew away. They'll come back though. I think they lay their eggs elsewhere. I think they come on these leaves and they mate and they feed. Look at these leaves. They're bigger than my head. This one's getting some powdery mildew, but it's still doing okay.
So you're not too worried about perfection this year?
No, I'm not worrying about it so much. Until I create my own plants that can handle stuff better.
Create your own plants.
Well, you know, collect seeds from the healthiest plants and over time create a variety that can handle our area and that can handle being rained on.
Right.
That I'm not battling so much sickness. Look at these moon and stars though. They are pretty. They're finally taking off now that they're climbing.
Are they supposed to have those spots?
Yep.
It does look like stars.
Mm-hmm.
And the fruit looks like that too.
Yeah, it's a dark green with yellow spots on it.
That's cool.
That's why they call it moon and stars. Never tried it before. This is my first time, so we'll see if it's any good. This one here, though, that doesn't have the spots, this is the... Oh, goodness, what is it called? Something Carolina.
Sweet Carolina?
No, Carolina Gray or Carolina something.
Dun,
It's supposed to...
dun.
It's supposed to do well out here in our particular area. It does have seeds, which, you know, I'm okay with. I think that watermelons with seeds taste better.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I hate dealing with the seeds.
Yes,
but
it tastes better all around. You know, when we were kids, that's all we had. And then the whole seedless thing came out, and it was kind of like the bee's knees, you know? But
Yeah, I remember it was like the rich kids in the neighborhood had seedless, or at least in my neighborhood, I didn't even know about seedless until, yeah, like the local rich kids, the ones who had a Sega Game Gear.
Sega.
Yeah.
That was
Those
we had a Sega
kids,
Game Gear.
those kids had seedless watermelon at their house, and I was like, oh my gosh, you can just straight up eat this. You don't have to sit on the porch.
Stinging me on my back. Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
Can you get it out? Something on my back. Oh, now it's stinging my butt. It was one of those darn stinging ants. Oh my god. I thought that I felt something on my back. Those things are bastards. Now I've got some potato beetles. Here, these ones are meeting. There's a couple of them. Come on, you guys. I lost one.
Off.
I got one of them. I got two of them. And then here's another one right here. All right, y'all, I think I'm gonna go in for the night and relax before the weekend. I mean, before I'm gonna relax.
You could have
Before-
saved that. You said
I could've.
relaxed before the weekend is over.
Oh, I could have. Well, that's what I meant to say right there.
That's what she meant to say. See, I know what you're thinking, baby.
I know, he does know what I'm thinking. Anyway, y'all, thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next time.